Feather. Maybe, just maybe, I finally told you. Things have gone from weird to batshit. I really don't want to be cliche and ask, where do I begin? Because as impossible as it seems, I'll have to begin somewheres anyways. Last week, yes indeed, good folks, just last Thursday, I'm told we made history. I'm told we are saved. Everybody seems to believe it, but I just can't feel it. If I can't feel something, I can't help that it will never seem true to me, no matter how hard I try to believe that it's true. Honestly, maybe that's the best place to start. I don't believe things. Not like some things, not like most things. Like maybe nothing at all. Maybe I don't believe in a single thing at all. Is that okay? If it is, then why is nobody else doing it? Well, maybe I get it. Maybe if I could convince myself, could make the case and convince myself, then I wouldn't choose to be like I am. I'd be more like them too. And then things would be simple. I could just go according to the plan, move through the goalposts, and check the boxes like they do. At least I wouldn't feel like I'm all alone on this whole planet. Before I get into any gory details, I'd just like to say I had a really pretty dream last night. It was after I snuck the dime bag of flour out of my sneaker lining when I was sure Mom went to bed. Then, like so many nights, I crept down the staircase and creeped open the back sliding door, slivered through the crack that opened, and was standing in the late autumn cold beneath the beautiful moonlight. It was full, too. After a few minutes toking, I got too high and spacey to remember that Mom might wake up and catch me. So I just stood out there for I don't know how long, could have been an hour, maybe two, stoned, staring up at the shining, perfectly circular moon through the branches that line the forest that extends from my backyard deep into the wilderness. Every time I'm high and I'm staring, or standing, or laying down, listening to music, I just can't help but wonder what everybody is doing with their lives. I don't see much more of a point to anything than this. Enjoying my time here and the beauty of nature all around me. Enjoying being somebody for a while. Then back at school, they line us up and they teach us something totally different than what I see on these nights. By myself, stoned alone with life. And they say that's the right way. Mom did it, Dad did it, great grandpop did it. We all do it. We all live the same life. Now it's your turn, sweetheart. Great. Why does something in my heart not believe anything they say? Was I born broken? Oh, yeah, my dream. Sorry, I can't tell if since I started smoking weed a lot, I got more flighty, or I was already this way. That's another thing, remember what they told us about weed? Big, bad Mr. Monster Weed. He'll claw your eyes out, he'll rape your kids, he'll ruin your life. I believed those big-headed thugs, and I wrote them a perfect little sweet angel doll essay, just like they wanted, and in it I explained, and I meant it sincerely, that because I saw a family go down with the drink, saw them get sicker from their drinking, boozing, I could never ever smoke anything. Not evil marijuana, not horrible cigarillos. I said fuck drugs, fuck ganja, fuck tobacco. And they gave me a big gold star and a #1 sticker. Gave me an award, little Victor, to me. Good girl, huh? But I see now, you stupid thugs, that you tricked me with my naivety. You took advantage of a little girl, and you're supposed to be heroes or something. Maybe to yourselves, but not to me anymore. You lied to me when I needed to be told the truth and would have believed anything. You may say it's a little lie, but it's not a little lie to me. It means everything. If you lied about this one thing and changed the picture so completely, I don't see any reason to trust you or your sponsors when it comes to anything. I'm 17, and I've smoked weed probably about 6,000 times already. But honestly, it's hard to count, and that number probably doesn't mean anything concrete. I didn't melt like the cartoon boy they showed me melting on his couch, and his dog can't even wake him up. If anything, my brain is better than before because it opened my head up and chilled me out more. I never really heard music until I started listening to it stoned. It's another level. I lay in bed late into the night, in the only hours I have to truly be myself in this world without receiving a penalty. And I just listen to song after song, sometimes the same songs, the same album again and again. And it's like an adventure. The albums are little worlds to me now. It's hard to explain. but I want to get better at saying the way I see things. It's just so hard. I can't even say what those little worlds are like that exist in the sounds, or where I go when I'm really spaced deep into ambiance. It's bliss, and I feel so many emotions I never heard described. So many emotions I don't have the words for. Sometimes I find one little feeling, one emotion that has no name, and I just keep replaying the exact minute in that song, the exact second, and trying to feel it again because it's unique. And I love that I can feel these things at all. I really do. I want to feel certain things forever, but they seem to come and go as they please, not according to my wish and demand. Sad face. My therapist told me he was concerned that the whole weed thing is meaningful to me. Said he didn't see how it could be spiritual. Said he didn't see how it could be deep. And right then I knew he was an idiot. I don't want to sound like a total bitch because he's a really nice man. I really like him actually, as far as I can tell. But he doesn't know what he's talking about. He did everything he was supposed to. He probably did 16 years of college. He probably got 3, 4 degrees. He probably owns a house and a nice car. He might even be married. I never asked. Whoops. But he's an idiot. He might know about other things, but if he doesn't know about this one thing, how can he know as much as he should know about the mind, about feeling things? It makes me wonder what else these people don't know, these professional, qualified people that I'm supposed to look up to and admire and want to become. I'm just saying this is big. Please try to hear me. It's really big. One more time, this guy, he studied the mind, got his psychology degrees, probably did a bunch of therapy himself in preparation for counseling. He's probably read who knows how many books, but he doesn't know that this little plant can change the way I feel and see everything, and that it's good. It's such a basic thing and it means something. It means something about the mind. Though I can't say what really, I'm not really quite sure yet, but I'll give it my best for now. If he doesn't know this little harmless plant can change my brain in a positive way, doesn't that mean he doesn't know how the brain can change? And doesn't that mean he doesn't really know what he's talking about? He got me to cry one day, and I'll admit that did seem like a magic trick. It wasn't normal tears. He pressed something. He knew it was there, and he asked the exact question. And he knew what would happen. I saw that he knew all of that in that moment as it happened. You saw the tears welling up before they were in the eyes, I think, in my eyes. Like, saw them in my face. And I just kept saying, there's nothing to talk about. There's nothing, anything to talk about. Nothing is really new. But he saw the mood inside me, the real mood, and did some jujitsu maneuver where I couldn't pretend I didn't feel it anymore. And it beat me, then the tears came out. But I never told him I saw him in action working, saw him seeing me. If he did, why would I? What would I say? But anyways, I just wanted to mention his powers because I know he has a good, loving heart, probably. He's a good man, probably, and I can't throw slime on his face without blessing his heart, too. Can't do that and feel good about myself, even if I only read these testaments and nobody else. His heart is probably good, but I still know I was right about what I said. Both sides. He knows some things, but some things he definitely doesn't know. And if he doesn't know those things, he doesn't know enough. I don't know how much, but I think there's something in this realm he doesn't know, and that I want to try to find out the things he doesn't know about. I want to try to know in a different way because I can see that his way is missing something. It's missing something of the truth. To me, he's an advertisement for the whole business, the whole journey they're trying to sign me up for, trying to get me to sign the dotted line and press finalize on the agreement. They're trying to get me to sign a contract, and I'm 17. I'm supposed to know what I want to be, what the right direction is, really? Do the others really know, really believe, or do they hold my doubts inside them too? I have no idea. Maybe none of them see the realm that I've begun to find inside myself, inside my brain. Maybe it's really true. Maybe they really believe and they never doubt, and maybe I am all alone. I'll tell you something one more time, and yeah, I'll probably say it again in another way too. But, anyways, those big thugs with badges and the guns, the local heroes allegedly, they really fucked up with weed. I'm not just repeating myself, don't worry, sweetie. I have another point. What I mean is that they set themselves up to stop being trusted, and they represent the gov too. So when we stop trusting them, when we stop trusting the local spokespeople for the company, the advertisements for the company, As I like to say, then of course we're never going to trust the fucking main office of the whole corporation or the CEO. They're stupid. They set themselves up so when a young hippie chick like me finally gets around to trying something so simple as Mary Jane, finally overcomes the programming and shame and dares to disobey and find out something for herself, and the whole thing becomes a big revelation when it could have just been a fun experience. A fun fling on the weekend now and then, or something way more casual. Don't they see that? Those policemen who lied to me made marijuana into a big fat revelation. They made it into a big fat 1984 moment. They turned me into a revolutionary in my heart, whether or not I ever wanted to be. They put me in a position where if I weren't a revolutionary in my heart, I'd be lying to myself just as badly, and just as totally changing the picture as they did. Don't be dumb like the preppy girls or the straight A guys and think that something like a little weed can't be a big deal. You don't look deeply at anything, then do you? Even if the good girls and the good boys never want to get high, they should at least take into consideration the implications. Even if they think they'll get lazy and never make any money, or never start their careers or drop out if they light up, and that's so scary to them, well, fine. But that's not all that's important here. Even if you don't like it, I know, I can feel in my blood, I can feel it as it circulates through my body, that this plant is not dangerous. And they told you it was. They acted like it was meth. They have poor men and women locked up behind bars as we speak, wasting their lives away for this harmless, innocent plant. I'm sorry, straight A guys, preppy girls, honor club, but in this case, I'm smarter than you all are. Even if I get B's and C's and maybe just one A here and there, if I can be bothered. You're basing your lives on a system of truth which definitely has holes in it. It is a fact, not a conspiracy theory, not some propaganda that there are holes that they lie. You should at least consider that. Even if you can't be a revolutionary in your heart, if you don't at least consider that, then aren't you living a lie? Aren't you living inside a dream that they wrote for you to see? Oh God, why does nobody see these things? And I really feel like I'm right, but that means that so many people I know and love are wrong. Can I really trust myself that much? Can I listen to my revolutionary heart? Will this just be another phase? And I'll wind up doing accounting, signing documents, and then spending all of my time taking care of my kids until I get old and die just like everybody else. I really don't want to be ordinary, but I'm scared to be anything else. What am I going to do if I'm not ordinary? Where am I going to go? They clearly have a monopoly here. There aren't really two options, are there? Option one, food, shelter, money, compliance. Option two, I don't even know. I could live in a tent, live with the birds by a stream, forage berries, and scrape together enough change to get some bread when I need it. But that isn't it either. I don't want to be somebody, and I don't want to be nobody. I want to be myself. I want to listen to my heart. This sounds so big somehow, and I'm scared. I don't think I can do it. I have the heart of a revolutionary, but I'm a sweet little scared thing, a guinea pig or a bunny rabbit or a puppy, a kitten. It's a mismatch. Someone like a lion should have my heart, and I'll just be a zombie and cuddle somebody for money, give them head, whatever. Could I be a lion? Can a bunny rabbit become a lion? Definitely, it doesn't sound like there's any guarantee. That's for sure. Genetically, it sounds impossible. But I think that maybe we don't have to stay as one thing, stay as one animal. I think that's what my therapist doesn't understand. It's possible to change his brain somehow. Isn't that what I sense? It's possible to change it in a mysterious way that they don't know, in a different way that maybe nobody knows. When I'm lying alone, just me and the stars, reaching through the ceiling, and the silence all around me, eyes burning red and out of my head, and when the next song comes on and I feel things dancing in my head that I've never felt dance or even wriggle, even move before, that must be what I know then, that we don't need to keep one version of ourselves. It's possible to become different. It might even be possible to make a whole new brain. But in that direction, it's murky, murky, it's mysterious, it's dark. Nobody goes that way. But I want to go, but I don't want to go their way either. The lit path is crowded and boring and miserable. The dark path is an unknown, and nobody is there except maybe me. It could be anything there. I could go crazy. I still don't know what that means, crazy, so maybe they could be right. I could die or something, maybe. What's in the dark? I think maybe I do need to know. Oh, fuck, right, my dream. For thinking I'm so deep and special on some level, I sure can't keep track of anything. By the way, if anybody happens to read this, well, I don't know how they would or why they would, but anything could happen, right? Blah. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. When I wrote that part, I was wiggling the skin on my cheeks and face all over, not just writing wiggle, 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 haha. I'm shaking off my frigidity and maybe my trouble with flowing or getting my words right to say these things the right way, trying wiggle, wiggle. Sigh, perhaps it's not so easy after all. We shall see. We shall try anyways, my dear. What I was getting to, although I never really felt like it was really me or even really about me, is my name. I managed to get literal pages into my journal without even putting my friggin' name. Perhaps I'm not the best spokesperson for early marijuana abuse, after all. Only kidding, if you take that seriously, I lose all respect for you, dummy. Don't be lame now. It's lame to do the right thing to be the right way. Do you know what I mean, or does that sound terrible to you? When you read words, you gotta look for the meaning, not just the words. My favorite teacher, yes, believe it or not, I do have one of those help teach me that, or so he thinks. Some people, if they read me saying doing the right thing is lame, well, they would just throw a hissy fit, wouldn't they? They would come up with all these ways I'm totally awful and I'm a devil worshiper. And even if they don't say outright that they think I like killing people, then at least they see the same kind of spirit behind what I said. Those people always think they're right, perhaps more than anyone, don't they? But when it comes down to it, they can't read the actual meaning of things, they can only read the words. I had a trippy thought, and yes, I'm high right now. I snuck out early today while Mom is grocery shopping. Down by the river is where I be. Anyways, it's not so much that those people only read the words, it's that they only read one part of words or like one dimension. Everybody knows, even from dumb class, that English is notoriously full of double meanings. I wonder how many meanings there are exactly in even whatever I just wrote. Yes, sheesh, I admit it, I don't remember, Dad. The colors through the trees, the sun streams, they're so pretty today, the trickling, trickling, easy-going waterfall of the stream. So gentle like the birdies who perch a few feet near me. Look at me with their big black puppy eyes, blank adorable, blank stares black stares. Like, have you ever met a cow? So soft like that in these birdies' beautiful eyes. I know these creatures have hearts. I can see the feeling in their eyes. Sometimes I think that they have more heart than we do. There's something so perfect about the other animals, so perfect about a cat or a dog. They're so, so beautiful, and that's really the only word for it. But you have to be able to shut up and look at them, really see them. Their perfection is a fact. I will fight about that until the end of time. I won't take up arms for anything else. I won't argue any other cause. I'm sorry, but at least today, legs stretched out by the hidden brook, the babbling streams, out of view of the road and the automobiles, I can't be bothered. But that the animals are perfection, I think if you deny that, then you have sadly left reality and live in another world or something. I already can't understand it when somebody says that they don't like baby. It's like, what? What's wrong with you? I never say that, but I don't want to make them feel bad either. But I just don't understand. I just don't understand so many things about these people. If you don't like a baby, it's like not liking a sunrise. I don't understand it, but even that might be more understandable than someone who hates animals or who doesn't see their perfection. That kind of person is literally losing their eyesight. They're going blind. If you can't see the perfection, you can't see a certain number of colors in the spectrum. You can't read the fuzzy letters on the wall through the eyeglass. I don't know that you need prescription, maybe, but you need something. You might even say that you don't hurt and you're tough and you're bad at all that show. But I'm very certain that if somebody can't see this glow that I'm talking about, can't see this perfection, it must only mean that they are sick. And maybe sick in a way that is even more than just catching a flu or coming down with some disease. It's more than that kind of sick. These are the kind of things I can see and I can sense, but I feel once I say them that what I'm sharing is so pitiful compared to the real living things I'm trying to share. I wish I could sing about these things in the tune, the music, the harmony, the changes, and the tempo and in the structure would be enough to say something like these things I want to be able to say. Writing like this isn't enough, words are enough. Just telling anybody isn't enough. I need a new way of speaking. I need to be able to sing about things, not just describe them, not just say how they are. One moment. Right. Eventually, I'll remember something without flying off away or not. My name is Feather. Actually, the name my mom and dad gave me is something different, if I'm being totally honest. If we can drop it and never bring it up again after tonight, then I'll tell you my secret and you can know both my names. And if you ever call me by my boring family life name, there'll always be part of me that never wants to tell you my secrets again. Deal? My parents called me something. I know you might say, oh, your name could be so much more boring than that. It's so pretty. But it's not about that. It's about what I want to name myself and why I should name myself. Don't I have the right to choose what I'm called, or is everything decided for me? And that's just the way everybody likes things. Sure seems that way, really does. I don't know why I picked the name Feather. Oh, I can look back at the moment I picked it and make up all kinds of silly things, tell you anything really. Isn't all life like that, maybe? Some of the stories I come up with for why I picked the name, some of them I do feel kind of true. It's like they're true in some way. They're true about something inside me, something about me, but secretly to myself, always know and remember that moment. And the truth is, suddenly it came to me, and I decided I will be called Feather. Well, obviously, and I hope you don't think I'm this snooze inducing and this boring already, but obviously, I can tell you that a feather is light and free and floating on the breeze. And I want to be just like a feather. Just in that way, that's how I want to feel all the time, if it's possible, which I don't know. Yes, I could tell you that, and maybe depending on who you are, it sounds good. Or maybe you even think, gee, that's really pretty. Maybe even, wow, that's so beautiful. Or maybe, damn girl, that's stupid as hell. That's why the truth is better. Um, that's why the truth is better than my story in the end. Because no matter who you are, if I tell you I don't know why I picked it, and I don't know how, and I don't know where it came from, what can anybody say? It's not that I don't like the things you have to say, that I want to shut my ears out and not hear anybody anymore, and just live with my big fat earmuffs on, never listening to anybody's opinions, or hearing anybody's take on something I am or something I did. Not at all. It's more like, how do I put it? There's something more true about not knowing why. There's There's something more true about not knowing why than there is about knowing the reason. Maybe it's all upside down, like, how can we tell the truth if we always know our reasons, always know our own motivations, always have the full picture, got our story straight? But this has a lot to do with what we call being honest, doesn't it? We think being honest is telling the real reasons why, explaining yourself. Well, excuse me, but maybe that's just bullshit. What if the world is opposite from how we think about things and we're only telling the truth when we don't know the real reasons or how or why or what we intended? Well, wouldn't want that mean that nobody is ever telling the truth and nobody is ever telling a lie as if they're so different? What I mean is telling the truth and telling a lie are both lying. Maybe they don't run contrary to each other. Maybe they're just two forms of the same thing, the same lying, which is pretending you know the reasons. And then maybe telling the truth is totally different. Then it's so simple that we never realize when someone tells it because we're always looking for more details. But if someone tells you they don't know, how would you recognize that in that one moment of all possible moments of all times, months, days, and weeks of your life? That was the moment someone finally told you the truth about something. Probably somebody has told you before, maybe, but you couldn't hear the real meaning. Maybe, or if nobody has ever told you, then maybe I'm telling you now. I'm not saying I'm definitely right or anything like that. You keep your opinions in your pocket and all your smarts and all your worldview and studies. I don't want to rob you of anything, but there's something slowly blossoming, maybe even just a tiny sprout inside my heart. It's totally a different kind of rebellion than anything I've ever known. It's not in my head. I feel this in my body. I feel that I'm telling you, that I'm the one finally telling you for once. I'm not thinking about it really. I just feel like inside me, maybe just consider maybe, just maybe I finally told you. A totally different sensation. Wow, I just realized flipping back through the pages. I wrote a whole piece and never came back to the start. I begin things and never pick them up again all the time. But I guess that's kind of feather like, no? I mean, a feather doesn't stay in one place in the air while it's drifting. Oh, fuck, all right, I'm sorry. I'll never be an author. I don't have enough plot about me, don't have enough strings tying anything together. I just flit and glide, kind of float across, surf the way things go. Everybody is big on plans, but I'm terrible with them. It's not that I want to be flaky or disappoint anyone, because they really do work that way. They get their plans and build up their expectations. They get all excited or disappointed when things work out or the plans fall through. Sometimes they even get pissed. That's the thing. I just don't work that way. It's not in my DNA. Maybe that's what it is. But I really can't say the specifics. I think as I was starting to say you, I'm realizing that the easiest but worst lie, in a way, is to pretend that you know everything about yourself. What's the point? I'm starting to see clearly simply something true. It's simple, but it runs different to our thoughts and our expectations and our ideas about life. It's just like now, this is a perfect example. I could tell you any reason that I can't make plans. Some would say I was only being honest if I took responsibility, if I expressed my shame, apologized, and said I'll do it better. It's all my fault. I'm careless and I don't consider anybody. They'd say, good, thanks for being honest. That means a lot, Feather, right? Isn't that how people are? But I could say it's something that happened to me when I was little too, and now I'm too unstable on trusting, too uncomfortable with certainty to commit to anything. Or I could say it's the drugs, or I could say it's something in my wires, something up in my attic in the brain. Maybe I need therapy or medication, or I need to meditate, or maybe I need to read more or eat a better diet. And then when I've got all the right nutrients and minerals and all the right good stuff, my brain will work a whole lot better. And I'll finally be able to be responsible and make plans. Oh, God, the funny thing is, depending on who I was talking to, someone might believe that each one of those different explanations were the truth. Being honest, someone for every explanation, and each one would thank me for my honesty. Oh, it's so silly, oh, stupid, don't you see? What can I say about myself with such certainty that is not a lie in that sense? I'm beginning to wake up to something in this, something right here, where I'm pointing my finger, please look silly. Today I'm going to say the thing so clear and so simply that you must hear me say it. I've been trying to say this very thing, but I used to write too much poetry and too much lyrics, too much philosophy. Yes, I know it's weird to hear a young girl talk in retrospect about her former life, as if it happened a long time ago, as if the amount of time was significant and a lot has changed. But it's true. Even if it was only a year ago, I wrote so much poetry, for instance, and much of it was sad. The thing when you have something with a lot of mood behind it or a lot of purpose is you have to invent things to say because well, I just don't think things are that complex. Did you ever notice that? That when you want to be profound, you always find yourself inventing. For today, I put my smart thoughts and my need to be really hard to get to be difficult away. And I want maybe even just for um, today, just for a sunny season, to be like nothing but the birds and the flowers and the perfect creatures I see all around me. I watch my dog. She doesn't need to do a thing. She doesn't move a muscle, but she shines. Everything around me is teaching me this lesson, and I've been too stupid to see it. Actually, the truth is, I've been too smart. Did you know that being too smart can hurt you too? You might think if only you get better, if only you could get this done, if only you could do this and this, complete X, Y, and Z, then finally things will be a bit better. But what if you were like a feather like me just for a day? What if nothing had to be better at all? Can anything be better? Can anything be better? Why, everyone seems so sure of it, don't they? But that's a very different question among people talking about politics and the world economy than it is away from people in the solitude of the woods among living creatures and plants. In the human world, it seems almost ridiculous and impossible to even consider the possibility that nothing could be better at all. But outside in the forest, it's the opposite. It seems just as ridiculous, just as stupid to assume you could improve a single thing about the perfection around you. Well, then, so what? Of course, you're going to say, with that funny thing you call logical, that if both worlds seem just as certain in different places, then how could we possibly ever say which is, in the end, more true? Quite the argument. But oh my dearies, arguing is just for people who like to have a headache all the time. What I want to know, I'll admit this little secret to you. It's secret because it's a big thought, a good thought. And I almost want to keep it like a treasure until I get to know better about it and can do it better justice. When I unclasp my hand and let go of it and give it all away to you. But alas, a feather does not cling to anything, now does it? I told myself I must become like myself more and more each day, so I cannot abandon my new day's resolution already. But this is just the great thing about it. I can. I can abandon my resolutions and I still won't abandon myself. But because I'm free to abandon myself, I don't want to any longer. Well, anyhow, my new little treasure thought, is about the human world in the forest. I've been wondering, where is there a line? Why does there seem to be a line? I mean, in the desert, I heard you could really, really see an oasis, a watering hole, and it's calling to you, and you know it's there, but it's just hot air. You see an oasis like you see anything else, is what I hear, but nope. It's a simple metaphor, and oh, it's been used way too many times, way too many. But I would only care if my goal today were to be a great poet and stand apart and impress anybody. It works after all, so what is there to care? What I mean by the oasis thing is that obviously in all scenarios, just because something seems a certain way doesn't necessarily mean the case is so. Well, duh, right? So why do we assume that in the forest that the world is perfect? And in the human world that everything is flawed, battered, and well, just awful. That can be so much damn better. That's all we really think about, isn't it? All we're compelled to think about, all we ought to think about. That's it. It's an ought, an ugly ought. It's the ought that makes us think about how much better things could be without end, that turns us into good boys and girls. We only become good by worry and stress in our little world. Do you think I don't care about anyone at all when I imply that everything might be perfect through and through, like the forest? What makes us need to think otherwise? That one day we will finally get up, do differently, and save the starving people if we just keep thinking we ought to someday? Honestly, I'm not going to save the starving people right now. I'm just too lazy and preoccupied with other things in my life. I'm not going to change most of the things I think about at all. I care more about enjoying myself than I do about helping anybody. And that's very clearly the truth, even if nobody can ever bear to say it out loud, or otherwise everybody would be fed and nobody would be thinking about how we really ought to do it. By the time which comes when I even really can bear to consider my dreams of changing things, I'll be preparing to get dead and turn to bones and mush beneath some musty old rock in a very drab, bleak plot, probably next to some really, really old fuckers. And we'll just be gone. Am I really going to spend my time helping the people I ought to? For once, I want to be honest. I want to be honest, even if everyone hates me and throws me away and says I'm just terrible. But I have to turn to my journal alone in secret, just to be honest, and not use my own mouth. Because the greatest taboo is to say things which everybody sees and everybody knows, but nobody says anything about. And anyways, what kind of world would it be if we didn't need to change anything and we loved the way things are? Surely it would be better than a world in which we all think everything must change, but none of us have the willpower to really do it. My hunch, and it's growing clear ever since I started trying to share it, to give it away. It's growing and growing, and it's like my own heart, my own voice is growing, is getting louder, so I can hear it. And maybe then, when I can hear it, I can trust myself enough to be right when everybody else is wrong. My hunch, my hutch, everything must be upside down. I think that what they say is living is dying, that what they say is knowing is lying, and that what they say is being good is being bad, that what they say is love is just mere duty, that what they say is truth means nothing, and what they have to teach me and show me is only how to be like they are, not how to be like myself, not how to become like a feather. Funny, I thought I could never share anything, but sometimes as I write and write, I have a feeling that I've said it all. But hopefully, when I've said it all, I won't just feel empty like all my secrets are gone and dead. And now what? Oh, shush, dumb girl, even if all your secrets go, remember what the dog says to you every day, what the birds are always saying. Nothing else in nature needs to do a thing to be beautiful. What are we trying to do but by trying to be beautiful? Oh, it is really so sad. We just can't see that we really are. Yes, sirree, everything just might be exactly perfect, and there must be. Something so insane about the way we built this world. Aren't these totally opposites? Well, it's odd, but somehow I feel when I've just said it's absolutely perfect, now I've just said it's utterly insane, I'm not going against myself. Maybe I'm just going against my words, but I'm not going against my meaning. It's simple, really. We made it too complicated. There's too many steps, too many requirements. Even I can see that. What's wrong about this isn't that we should have too many steps or too many requirements or that things shouldn't be this way. It's that the way we have set it up isn't like the way things really are out there. We've set it up something that isn't like life. You don't have to spend much time around the creatures and the plants, around a lovely pond or the trees to understand that things really don't need much work to get by to be all right. That's what I mean. What strikes me as so wrong about everything they want me to sign up for and give my life away to, we can't be working so much to take care of ourselves. Because I know that what we need to be alive is not very much at all. We must be working so much for another reason. It might even be to destroy ourselves. Who knows? All that I know is that they say that they're surviving, and it's the worst kind of lie. It's even a little bit more than a lie. It's so absurd, so far-fetched. You cannot call what people are doing in this humdrum over and over kind of life surviving. Why? That's just horrible. The thing is, whatever we are so busy doing is it's so clearly much, much more than just surviving. Well, we do call it surviving. That's part of the problem we are dealing with inside of ourselves. And obviously it causes a big inside problem. In what worse way could we lie to ourselves and so totally completely? You cannot possibly say an average person in these suburbs with their two, maybe three cars, their 8-room house, their 2 jobs, 3 bank accounts, million things that they have, and more is surviving. It's the most preposterous kind of talk that makes everything untrue. And we say this all the time. Can't you see what horrible, awful, really, really, really terrible liars we are by saying this upside down nonsense again and again as if it's true? Nature has worked so hard to give us a world in which surviving does not require much. All things are provided to us. To say this kind of lie literally flips nature upside down and makes her invisible to us. It takes the most basic parts of her body and distorts them into totally other limbs with no working true relationship to the whole thing. All the problems and complications we have, they have nothing to do with surviving. That's an excuse, a real cowardly excuse. Nature has taken care of survival with the rest. Why couldn't we build anything? Why is this world that people love so much defend to their bitter end? Oh, it's terrible. They love their misery more than anything. They have set it up so that every stop is pulled out trying to make me miserable like them, and everybody like me who has this spark inside themselves. They call it surviving to make it seem profound. But the truth is, it's not profound in any way. It's the opposite of profound, it's meaningless. People's sufferings and their complications and their problems in this world are most of all of them, just so meaningless. Because they don't come from life. They come from the stupid thing we built, the stupid thing they built and insist on subjecting me to. We could all at any moment rearrange this life. We're, we are the only ones who are here beside our brother and sister animals. The truth is even more terrible than that. We can't do it. It's that they don't want to. It's that they love the drudgery, the stupidity, the repetition, doing the same thing again and again and again. They think that the pleasantries they feel from their work are truly meaningful, but at their most meaningful, they are never actually of the true meaning. Bunny Rabbit, where did your loud voice come from so suddenly? Just a few weeks ago, you were only soft and cute and quiet and barely made a sound. Oh, Feather, why even ask about where or why or how? Have you ever seen a question about any such thing answered? It's only a rumor that such questions lead anywhere. Oh, only a rumor. And everything everyone knows only lasts a summer. It's a short piece I wrote trying to write from a young girl's perspective to make them more rebellious.